guys, welcome back to another video. Today, Piggy book 2 pages came out yesterday, but I forgot to do a video, but now I'm doing a video. So guys, this is gonna be like the book 1 stuff, but I'm not gonna show you guys where they are. So yeah, and guys, so according to Minitoon, the next weekend update, we all know is Bilmo, but he's doing full time on it right now with Optimic. I think that's his name, but it's gonna be a massive Bilmo update, so I'm really excited for that. But so here's the pages. So we got book 1, book 2. So he added book. So there was a glitch that you couldn't access the book 2 pages in book 1, but he fixed that. But there's this big X covering the way for mobile, but he's gonna fix that soon. And I know. So here's the first one for chapter 1, Alice. It says, all I could think about was the arrest before the whole infection happened. Dougie and I had located 2 of the 3 wanted criminals in Lucilla. As it turns out, they had been looking in Ali's a dark and filthy place. It suited their lifestyle after all. After frantically searching for one criminal whistling behind being hunted by another, we finally reached her, Willow. She's been wanted for many years now. It seems that her criminal behavior was in her blood, as her parents enjoyed stealing apparently just as much as her. When we searched the room, Dougie made a few discoveries. He found a hatch with a small crawl space. This must have been where she, and presumably any other criminals, hid to avoid being found. Which confuses me even more is that there were 3 beds, but she was the only one living there. They haven't been touched in a long time, shown by the dust. Just as I finished this case, another one opened. Who do these beds belong to? So the picture says Willow's hideout, 2 large beds and a small one. So this reveals that the player was just all he could think about was when him and Doggy arrested Willow, and and also being taught, and basically he was confused with the beds though. But we all know it's Willow's parents, and I never knew that there was a hatch. Well, I think the hatch Doggy's talking about is on the ceiling where Willow goes to. But let's go to the chapter 2 store. So chapter 2 store. At different times at the same place, we may have found and fixed up an old radio, which was fantastic news. It was missing batteries, so Zizzy, Pony, and I had all left to find some at the store. It was surprised to see that the store has been looted completely when we arrived. I guess whoever tried didn't come out of it the same way they went in. We managed to find the batteries and get out of it. Maybe was particularly jumping with joy at the sight of us return. A few minutes later, after Mimi had gotten it working, we heard a strange voice to meet us at the old oak, just outside the city. Pony was very reluctant to go, as his previous experience with the survivor groups had given him trust issues. Everyone else, myself included, wanted to check out. Seeing any other survivors will comfort us by making us feel less lonely. Pony was right. It was an ambush from the group we used to be in, the Silver Pot, led by Willow. She took Zizzy and left. We had to go after her. So the picture says the store, half empty and half full of supplies. So this is really cool though. So basically, the player's saying that nobody's really been at the store, which is cool. So, which is good though. So I think, but there's notes. So I think a couple people took some supplies though, but not a lot. But let's do chapter 3 refinery. So here we go. It says Pony and I followed closely behind as they took Zizzy to their base. We found it strange that she took her instead of us. Willow knew both Pony and me, but not her. Maybe it was just to get information out of her. However, there was no chance she'd get anything on Zizzy. She's a fire. We eventually reached a secluded oil refinery. Pony remarked that this settlement was not one he was familiar with. This group was particularly larger than what we've seen of them. Pony and I infiltrated the base, nearing escaping a tiger with desperation in his eyes. We found Zizzy in a damp room, finding an effective former officer. It was Polly, a senior. Despite his age, he was very capable of handling many hand-to-hand situations. Fortunately, Zizzy was caught off guard and scratched by Polly. We were distraught and lost. She told us it would be best for us to leave before we got to any more trouble. Pony didn't want to leave her at all. It was new to Pony, so emotional. I was all too familiar with the loss of others. I've seen it happen so many times that by now, while hurt, I was ready for it. We said our goodbyes to Zizzy as she left the cell to create a distraction for us to escape. We'll never forget you, Zizzy. So the picture says, this place still haunts me. So that's refinery. So now this reveals a lot of things. That Polly is a senior though, and he was fighting. So he might have had to do something with the infection maybe, or how did he even end up with the silver paw? It's weird. Let's move on to chapter 4, safe place. So chapter 4, safe place. Georgie worriedly looked up to the sound of explosions. Something horrible was going on, so we evacuated the safe place as soon as we possibly could, all without Zuzu. Pony searched all over, but couldn't find him anywhere. He felt really personally responsible for the Zizzy run, so he was giving himself a hard time for losing them. As we escaped the building, we were greeted by none other than Willow and the silver paw. They had a rocket launcher too. There was no better time to prove yourself. Now would be the time. Willow was furious. She told us that because of our actions on the refinery, many of our people had to be relocated elsewhere. If you ask me, I believe she used Zizzy against us. Willow took her away because she knew we would try to rescue her. Then, on our way back, she followed us, leading her to our home. It was all staged to get rid of us. Her group took us away and locked us in a makeshift cell in the back room. I can't believe we played right into a filthy pause. So the picture says Zizzy's room. So Pony. So basically, this takes place like a couple minutes, maybe hours after chapter 3 refinery though, because this reveals the time chapter 4 happened. So basically, when Pony lost Z and Zuzi, he thought he was responsible to watch them without Zizzy run, but he was giving himself a really, really hard time though. So I kind of feel bad for him though. But let's move on to chapter 5, sewers. So chapter 5, sewers. After spending almost a whole day in this resting cell, we were found by Z and Zuzi. They managed to sneak into the factory's sewer system, then break into our cell. We were relieved to know that they were okay. They were trained how to handle themselves well, so it shouldn't have been such a shock. Seeing their faces gave us much more. Well, they needed one of us to help them get the cell key, so we could get everyone else away. The sewers were too dangerous for all of us to go in. The moment I entered the sewers, I felt a cold breeze. It wasn't an ordinary breeze, as this one pierced right through me. This is when the whispers started. I heard voices, but couldn't make out what they were saying. Soon enough, I began to witness these orange eyes watching me. I felt like I was going insane, so I did my best to work with the Zebra sisters and get the key as soon as possible. We eventually got out and secured the security key to open up the cells. When we left the sewers, the whispers stopped, but I still felt unease and followed. Something didn't feel right. We were caught by Willow, who shot Pony. Draffy heroically dived to take the bullet for him. Willow had gone too far and needed to be stopped. She's done far too much to us, and my frustration got the best of me. I told the others to leave and get Draffy to safely as I stayed behind to finally put an end to Willow. Pony joined my side. He was too tired of her and would not let her get away with anything else. So that's insane, but the picture says a classroom in a place like this. Why? So basically, this gives a lot of things. So basically, Mr. Stitchy is following us, and the player does write in his journal. So he thinks he's being followed now, and he is being followed. But it's just crazy. So yeah, that's chapter 5. But now let's go to chapter 6, sewers. So here we go. So chapter 6, factory. Willow tranquilly gave us a head start in our duel. She fired her weapon into the air, destroying the light above us and covering the scene in darkness. The whispers started to take over again. This time, he and non-responsible were all I could make out of. As Pony and I made our way around the factory, we came across many of the sewer pod members in danger. I still wonder how they got into those situations. I felt a cold presence when approaching them. Regardless, we saved them all while taking care of Willow. After knocking her out, Pony and I left the factory to regroup with our friends. Willow got up and followed us. Not ready to admit defeat, she aimed once again at us before noticing Zizzy's sisters. She looked puzzled and saddened to see them. The tiger walked by with the key on his side, throwing a dagger to disarm Willow. He had probably seen us help his friends in need, and was tired of Willow. She broke down and apologized for her actions. I had never seen her so beaten down before. The super members that we rescued thank us for saving them. Willow told us that she knows how we can save Zizzy. Revolution caught us off guard because we did not expect Willow to help us. Let alone know how to bring someone back. Pony, as usual, expressed ridiculously, yet she insisted. Willow is confusing, to say the least. But what other choice did we have? If there was any hope of a cure, we had to take it. This was our chance to finally fight back against the horrible infection, tearing us all apart. The Silver Paw offered to take care of Giraffe as the rest of our group left on our journey. So I love this because basically, so we did see Tiger throw the dagger with the key though. So basically, I like this now because it reveals a lot though, and other things too. But someday I'm gonna do a video, of all the stuff in the notes, not the notes, the pages. So basically, the next thing, so basically the picture says Willow's office because she still sleeps in the same bed. So that's cool, of everything, but the voices still came back though. So I know Pony wouldn't want to, trust Willow because, but he still agreed, and I like how the player expresses everything cause he's really good at speeches acting like that. So now let's do chapter 7 port. So chapter 7 port. When we arrived at the port where Willow was hoping to find her group's tugboat. Fortunately, it seemed that the tiger had beaten us to it. The lighthouse there could fortunately help us find a nearby ship. So we got to work activating it. The town really showed a terrible effects of the infection on people. Doors locked, barricades created with chairs, cables, or whatever else they could find. We're going to find a way to end this. I'm sure of it. Things will go back to normal someday. Almost as soon as we left the lighthouse, my boat approached and docked at the port. Our group boarded the ship and met Captain Budgie. She was a cautious yet entertaining sailor. We told her that we needed to get across the sea. Fortunately, she told us that we didn't have enough fuel to make the trip to Doveport, and that the reserves were locked in the ship with their infected crew. Willow and I want to get the fuel. So I love this. So basically, the player, so he doesn't say the voices though, but basically, the thing that he's saying is that this town is really haunted. It's just haunted with it's just really haunted, he says. Probably because he read the notes though. So now let's go to chapter 8 ship. So chapter 8 ship. Willow and I reached the fuel container and infected a crewmate approached us from behind. We must have accidentally hit the locked door on the container because we found ourselves locked in. I kept telling Willow that it would be best for us to start getting along, as nothing good could come out of us keeping our hostiles. None of us are innocent, and it's time for us to accept that. Shortly after, our friends found us inside the fuel container. Mimi explained that there were no infected to be found in the ship, so they came down to see what we were up to. Our reunion was quickly interrupted by sounds of explosions. We quickly met with Captain Budgie outside and she informed us that we arrived at Dopor. It could just be seen off in the distance. The accompanied by explosive lights. The fuel we retrieved should be just enough to get the Medora a push to the docks there. I gulped and looked around, seeing the worried faces on everyone else. We had no idea what we were in for. So I really like this chapter though. I just love the player notes or what Mini 2 did with the pages. I just love it. So the picture says, an old photo of the Medora I found. So here's the thing. There were no pictures. There were no pictures in the Medora. there were no pictures I found of this. When I was playing it, I kept on trying to play it, but no. I looked everywhere. No photo of that. So, where did we find it? I looked in any cutscene. Nope. I don't know where we found this. Well, guys, that's the end because if we keep on going forward, it's chapter 9 and then chapter 10, 11, 12. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video, guys. But basically, I'm not gonna be showing you guys where the pages are because I just want you guys to know where they are by yourselves, or you guys can just look up at other videos. Just search up Piggy Book 2 pages, or So I hope you guys like this video, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe, guys. I'll see you guys next video. Bye.